For months, the world's astronomers had been watching a strange green-tailed visitor cutting through the solar system. They called it Three-Eye Atlas, the third interstellar object ever detected after Oumuamua and Borisov. At first, it looked like just another cosmic wanderer, one icy, enigmatic body slingshotting past the sun. But at 2 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated on September 19th, everything changed. On a lonely hillside in Chile, an amateur astronomer pointed his telescope skyward. His camera caught something no one expected. 9 faint points of light, glowing the same green, moving in perfect formation around Atlas like fireflies around a lantern. Within hours, Hubble, the James Webb Space Telescope, and the Very Large Telescope confirmed it. Atlas was not alone. 10 objects now cruise through our solar system together. Atlas and 9 smaller companions. All were moving at the same speed, same trajectory, radiating the same eerie light. And what scientists began to discover about these companions shook astronomy to its core. At first, professionals scoffed. Surely those extra dots were noise, cosmic rays, or glitches. But Webb's infrared eyes erased all doubt. These weren't fragments chipped from Atlas. They were independent objects with the same exotic metal signature, nickel, cobalt, and strange alloys unknown in comets. Stranger still, Atlas's thermal profile hinted at a 10-gigawatt power source, already impossible for a natural body. Yet each companion appeared to radiate twice that power, 20 gigawatts each, packed into chunks no bigger than city blocks. That's enough energy to light entire nations. Nature doesn't build reactors inside comets. Something else does. The most chilling detail wasn't their power, but their suddenness. Telescopes worldwide, even NASA's Juno and the Parker Solar Probe, had been watching Atlas for weeks. No one saw the companions approach. According to Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, they didn't drift into view. They blinked into existence in less than a millisecond. A human blink takes 300 milliseconds. A camera flash about 5. These objects appeared 30,000 times faster than a blink. One moment, Atlas was alone. The next, a convoy. Why? Theories erupted. Did Atlas deploy them like drones as it neared the sun? Were they dormant until triggered by solar radiation? Or had they been here all along, hidden until the perfect moment? Whatever the answer, their emergence wasn't random. It was deliberate. Computers couldn't even model their energy profiles. Fusion, fission, exotic containment fields, antimatter catalysis. Nothing fit. Each of the 9 bodies seemed hotter and denser than the main craft, as if designed for close approaches, while Atlas stayed at a distance. They weren't just escorts. They were frontline agents carrying more raw power than anything humanity has ever imagined. As images spread online, ordinary people asked the obvious. Why hadn't we been told? Why did an amateur astronomer have to reveal this? NASA and ESA issued bland statements, refusing to release raw Webb spectra. But leaked memos spoke of emergency meetings at the Pentagon, ESA headquarters, and China Space Agency. Plans ranged from interception missions to planetary defense. Private space companies were quietly approached for rapid launches. Yet in public, silence. Avi Loeb proposed the most unsettling theory, the mothership hypothesis. Atlas might not be a solitary body at all, but a carrier, releasing probes as it approached our solar system. The escorts weren't debris, but scouts sent to maneuver closer to worlds while the main craft stayed farther away. Their denser power signatures, synchronized orbits, and simultaneous appearance all pointed to deliberate deployment. Probes this advanced do not appear by accident. They appear when they are meant to be seen. Skeptics tried a natural explanation, a collision fragmenting Atlas into 9 pieces. But fragments don't radiate 20 gigawatts each, don't produce identical glowing tails, and don't fly in perfect formation. Even doubters had to admit the companions behaved more like machines than broken shards of a comet. And just as the world was absorbing that shock, another giant approached from the opposite sky. C/2025 R2, nicknamed Swan, 100 times larger and brighter than Atlas, with a tail 5 times the width of the full moon. It would reach its closest pass within days of Atlas. 2 interstellar giants converging on the same corridor of space, escorted by hidden companions, all in the same week. Coincidence? Or rendezvous? Some thought Swan was coming to intercept Atlas. Others thought they were part of the same operation, meeting near the sun to exchange energy, data, or even cargo. Historians dug up records of strange green-tailed visitors stretching back millennia, cycles of roughly 2,200 years. If true, humanity had seen this before and survived. But survival this time was no guarantee. Governments were anything but idle. Leaked documents showed emergency sessions at the Pentagon, European Space Command, and China's National Space Administration. Draft plans included reconnaissance probes, kinetic interceptors, and nuclear options. China reportedly shifted resources from its Long March 9th rocket into a high-velocity interceptor. Europe dusted off designs from its abandoned asteroid deflection mission. Private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin were approached about rapid response launches. In public, silence. NASA refused to release Webb's data. The White House issued a single sentence: "We are aware and monitoring the situation." And nothing more. Meanwhile, subtle anomalies rippled through the solar system. Magnetometers detected faint synchronized pulses aligned with Atlas and its companions, repeating every 43 seconds like a heartbeat. Seismographs on 3 continents recorded ultra-low vibrations with no tectonic origin. Migratory animals, whales, birds, even insects, shifted navigation routes as if their internal compasses had been scrambled. These signals weren't random. Their timing matched the convoy's movements perfectly. Some researchers whispered that Earth itself was being tuned, its magnetic skeleton resonating with something hidden inside those objects. Coincidence or activation? Then came the most chilling discovery of all. Radio astronomers intercepted a directed energy burst from one escort, not at Earth, but at the Moon. The beam struck a region known for dense gravitational anomalies beneath the lunar crust. For decades, those mascons have puzzled scientists, hinting at hidden structures or concentrations of mass. Now, for the first time, they were being targeted. The signal was layered, structured, not language, but code. What if the Moon isn't just a silent satellite, but a node in a much older system, dormant until activated? If the escorts are probes, maybe the Moon was never entirely ours. Still, the silence deepened. NASA, ESA, China, all deflected questions. Only amateur astronomers posting their images online pieced together what governments wouldn't admit, and silence became the loudest message of all. When 9 powered objects suddenly appear around an interstellar visitor, and the world's most powerful institutions respond with secrecy, that isn't reassurance. It's confirmation. Orbital mechanics added one last detail too precise to ignore. Both Atlas with its 9 escorts and the oncoming giant Swan R2 were set to align within a narrow solar corridor in mid-October. Their perihelia would overlap within days, their distances from the sun separated by less than 50 million kilometers. As mid-October approaches, the stakes escalate. Atlas and its 9 escorts, each radiating impossible levels of energy, are closing in on the inner solar system. Meanwhile, Swan R2 barrels in from the opposite direction, massive, luminous, and silent like a cosmic juggernaut. For scientists, the question is no longer what are they? It's why now? The synchronization is uncanny. Atlas's convoy and Swan R2 are converging along a narrow corridor, their orbits perfectly timed to cross paths within days. No random celestial event could produce such precision. Even the most sophisticated orbital simulations suggest this is deliberate, calculated, engineered. The implications are staggering. Either these are interstellar travelers with intelligence beyond our comprehension, or something far older and more methodical has been orchestrating the motions of these objects for millennia. While the professional community debates, anomalies continue to ripple through the solar system. Magnetometers detect pulses aligned with the convoy, repeating with clockwork precision. Seismographs record ultra-low frequency vibrations in multiple continents, untraceable to tectonic activity. Birds change migration paths. Whales adjust courses. Insects shift underground navigation. Something in the solar system is resonating, responding to the convoy. The effect is subtle but undeniable. Earth itself seems to be reacting. Amateur astronomers become the first to notice additional oddities. High-resolution imagery reveals tiny flickers along the escort surfaces, like coordinated activity patterns. Some points of light appear to rotate, almost as if scanning. Infrared spectra show bursts of energy too concentrated to be natural. Meanwhile, orbital models indicate the convoy is actively adjusting its formation as it approaches perihelion, maintaining perfect alignment. The precision is beyond any known natural or human-engineered technology. Inside classified space agency operations, reports emerge that contingency measures are being tested. Satellites are recalibrated to track high-energy missions. Reconnaissance probes once tasked with asteroid observation are repurposed for close-range surveillance. Emergency simulations run in secret, testing planetary defense protocols against objects of unknown origin and impossible energy output. In Europe, engineers dust off old kinetic interceptor designs. China reportedly accelerates long-range missile technology for potential interception. NASA's communication is terse, monitoring ongoing, but behind the scenes, panic and urgency dominate. Meanwhile, the public remains largely unaware. Most only catch fragmented reports from amateur astronomers posting images online. The 9 escorts remain invisible to unaided eyes, yet they dominate every calculation of potential risk. The tension is compounded by the presence of Swan R2. Its trajectory intersects with Atlas's convoy near the Sun, raising questions about whether this encounter is collaborative or adversarial. Some scientists hypothesize that Swan R2 could be acting as a protector, intercepting Atlas and its escorts to prevent interference with something deeper in the solar system. Others fear the opposite, that the two may be cooperating for a purpose beyond our understanding. Then came the moon. Radio telescopes capture bursts of directed energy, carefully aimed at lunar mascons, dense gravitational regions beneath the surface. The beams are structured like code, not mere energy missions. Some scientists begin to speculate. Could these interstellar objects have been interacting with our moon for centuries? Perhaps the moon itself is a node in a larger interstellar network, a dormant installation now being awakened. The revelation turns centuries of lunar study on its head. What if these objects have been observing, calibrating, and preparing for humanity's emergence without our knowledge? The mystery deepens when models show the escort's energy emissions interacting with Earth's magnetic field. Calculations suggest subtle alterations in magnetic resonance, shifts in auroras, and fluctuations in electromagnetic patterns. Everything aligns with the convoy's orbit. It's almost as if the solar system itself has become part of a giant instrument, with these objects as conductors, tuning its components to precise harmonics. The broader historical context adds a chilling layer. Green-tailed interstellar visitors appear in recorded cycles of roughly 2,200 years. Chinese chronicles speak of heavenly dragons crossing the sky. Babylonian tablets reference a splitting star heralding upheavals. Medieval Europe mentions a green banner streaking across the heavens. Humanity may not be experiencing a first contact, rather, a recurring event in which only modern technology allows us to witness the spectacle. With less than weeks to perihelion, Atlas and its convoy prepare to pass the Sun Swan R2 converges on the same corridor, creating a scenario that human minds struggle to comprehend. The window of observation is shrinking, and the sun's blinding light will obscure critical moments. Scientists scramble to gather data, yet the timing ensures that the most important events remain beyond direct view. Meanwhile, the public faces a vacuum of information. Governments maintain secrecy, citing ongoing observation and no evidence of threat, but amateur astronomers and independent observatories become the de facto witnesses. Social media posts, live telescope feeds, and leaked images create a patchwork of evidence, enough to spark global speculation, but insufficient to confirm intent or purpose. Amidst this, the most unnerving realization spreads. The convoy may already be interacting with the solar system, and humanity is unaware of the consequences. Earth itself shows subtle signs, magnetically, seismically, biologically. The moon, targeted by coded energy bursts, may hold secrets dating back millennia. And yet, the interstellar travelers continue their silent approach, precise, deliberate, almost intelligent. Questions multiply. Are the escort scouts, observers, harvesters, guardians, weapons? And what is the purpose of Swan R2's convergence? Could it be a rendezvous for energy transfer, data exchange, or something unfathomable to human minds? The answers remain beyond reach. Humanity's role may be passive, witnesses in a drama scripted by forces far older and far more capable than ourselves. This is not a science fiction story. It is happening right now above our heads. 10 objects, synchronized, powerful, deliberate, carving their path through our solar system. And as they move closer, one haunting possibility remains. Maybe they're not just passing through. Maybe they're here for us.